All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, episode 20.
Whew, still got it.
Yep.
Okay.
And Charybdis has been soundly defeated, destroyed even.
With all of his Megalodon, Sharknado type
exactly
allies. Yes.
But what's cool is that he was not like some grand endgame whatever.
Nope.
He's
probably
just
was for the light novel that he originated in.
Maybe.
But here, nah.
Yeah, I am in some ways. Geld and the orc lord threat was built up to be bigger in the anime in a way that I kind of like, because we can get into more of this stuff with the Harlequins,
right, and the other
why they
lords
summoned
and,
Charybdis, and what the reason for it was for making more demon lords and stuff like that.
Other than just more demon lords. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
I really like this opening.
Shizu, eh?
It's just so, calm. At the beginning, at
Thanos,
least.
I just
and
realized.
then,
yeah. As someone who has not played any JRPGs and stuff, I look at this show and I'm like, oh, so this is what a JRPG is like.
Right.
But then I'm like, wait a minute. Like, are there this many characters, though? That's impressive.
All those Facebook ads you get for, the, this amazing game, blah, 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 blah.
Well, those are mobile apps.
Right.
And usually those can have a bazillion characters because they're all, gotcha, collectible kind of things.
Right, it's just like an art piece for the character, and then that's it, yeah.
Right. Or maybe some expensive cinematic that's not in the game at all. And then Milim slowly growing on us.
Yes, very slowly
growing on us.
Just like she is probably very slowly growing. But
I just noticed Leon Cromwell's in the background behind those demon lords to the right.
Nice.
Right
on the side.
Off to the side.
Yep. Right. So he's not associated with them, so he's probably behind the Harlequins.
He's not. Yeah. Yuki Kagurazaka.
Wow.
Food. Phileo Megalodon. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, and the scales from Charybdis.
They should have Rimuru eat them.
Dragon scale armor, Jacob. Dragon scale armor.
Yep. Now, and they're talking about making simple accessories. Ugh.
Right. But hey, they're gonna at least make one full suit of Charybdis scale armor.
Gabiru's probably gonna be the one to wear it.
It's gonna be Gobta, obviously.
Oh yes.
Oh my God, they're doing this! What? Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God, that was so just.
That was pretty wonderful.
Wow! That has to be anime only. Tell me that's anime only. There's no way that's actually... Well, if it's a light novel, yeah, it wouldn't be...
Yeah, they have 4 art pages per volume.
Right. They wouldn't waste it on that. Yeah.
And hot springs once again. Oh, no.
It's fine. It's fine.
Backstory. It felt like it would be fun.
Yeah.
Great question.
Oh. But that's an interesting point. The idea... Yep. Nice. Nice.
I appreciate it, Rimuru. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. As expected. I thought it was just gonna sink all the way.
Right, just kind of.
And then they get attacked in the middle of the night. All of them are slaughtered.
Nah. Oh.
Have we seen that before?
Well, there's been the ED with the kids and stuff, but no, this is Shizue communicating in some ways like an impression of maybe something that
memories.
Maybe something that she wanted to do, but she was never able to do.
I'm glad that they're bringing that up because I was a little bit worried that they would kind of let it just become like a background thing that's never mentioned again.
Right.
Oh.
That's a big deal.
Isekai school. All right.
Meaning, I can
say
leave them.
Gobta.
Well, yeah, it doesn't say Gobta, of course. We have to continue the joke going there. But mean that he can leave them in heck, even Gobber. Sure.
They weren't fine. Because they also got rid of Milim, like... Yeah.
Well, it's more the joke of that Milim's gonna come back and be like, where the hell is my bestie? And then go looking for him, you know? Right. I claim one-on-one time with Master.
What would be awesome is if Zoe's like, I'll also send a clone with you. Because why not?
Nice. Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm excited about with this, though? Is that they're basically reducing the cast. So now, you know, they're making it more personal and small scale.
2 years. Okay. Oh, that can't be a coincidence.
I heard you ordered some freedom.
Right. Okay. Whoa!
Okay.
All right, that's huge.
Quick travel.
I mean, 3 days isn't quick travel.
Oh,
It's more like a flight path, if anything.
sure.
I am so happy. The director's like, you know what we're gonna do when Ranga's talking this time? We're gonna stare right at his butt where his tail is wagging.
Hey, those
Genius!
booty shots.
Yes.
Cool. Disney. Yeah.
Glass. Dang.
He's like, I suppose it wouldn't hurt if I just absorbed a little bit of it. Oh, wow. That looks very modern.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's the influence of
the school.
Of the school, yeah. But
like
remember,
a little mini Japan.
Right, but remember,
thing.
Shizue said that she met someone who was from Japan, who was probably relatively. Oh, okay. Who was probably relatively accomplished in terms of like skill and stuff. So it's not just like a student, but like someone that maybe helped her train.
What if the headmaster was Cromwell?
Nah, no way.
There's wait, a motorcycle?
Wow, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, no way it's gonna be Cromwell, but
oh, it's another shonen protagonist, you know?
basically,
Yeah.
I want to punch him. He's expecting like an assassin or something because of the mask. Oh.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Ah, nice. A line from the yes, from the game. Yes. Cool. Okay, so this is nice. Ah!
Wow.
Wow, that's not a thing. That's how a gentleman's gotta be. How many FFs were they up to? Wow. 19! Oh my god! Oh my god, this is genius!
Wow.
That was beautiful!
About the prime ministers. I don't care about that.
Wow.
That's what they really need to do. They need to introduce waifu culture into this fantasy world, and that's how they can unite.
You think it hasn't been?
He's gonna recreate them.
Oh my gosh,
because he's seen them. Yeah,
he is.
He's just gonna. Bleh.
Yep. That is genius.
Wow.
That is a true gift. Ah! Oh my god! Trade secret, yes.
Wow.
That was for the audience. Okay, yes. Yes, we understand it.
Right, naturally.
This is a waste of my ability.
Oh yeah, you could take over the literature of this entire world, yeah.
Right. Oh my god!
He also just reduced the productivity of this person to 0
Right.
for the next 2 years.
Yeah. Oh my god, that cover. Wow. Land of the Lustrous? They literally just put...
Yeah.
What? Was that a spoiler? Like,
No.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
Right, but it's something like how they summon people from from our world to this world here.
Isekai multiverse.
Oh my god. Hmm. I almost recognize some of those manga.
Oh.
I mean,
Okay.
he has max influence with this kid now.
Yeah.
Like,
He gave him the ideal present gift,
Yep.
over and over. Yeah.
1,000 of them. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Aww.
Cool. Sakaguchi. Okay.
Yeah.
They went evil.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they were brought here by other magic users.
Like Cromwell.
Right. Oh, so we have child weapons. That's why there's a little bit of an awkward aspect. Gotcha. So who summoned the kids?
Right.
Right. What happened with Rimuru?
And that's what Cromwell said happened.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I would assume so.
Okay.
He keeps saying that.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Dang.
Oh,
Nearly.
yeah, not all.
I'm gonna take them home with me.
This is all a very elaborate way to come back to the main story quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's an emotionally driven one, so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is not gonna go well.
Bakugo much?
No, they burn up. That's what it is.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, no, I was talking about Rimuru.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Kenya, Ryota, Gale, Alice, and Chloe. Whoa, what? Veldora.
Oh. Were they maybe tried... Did they attempt to summon them to defeat Veldora? And because Rimuru absorbed Veldora?
Veldora reacted defensively, seeing
Potentially,
them.
right.
Possibly.
And maybe there will be something where they end up feeling like they have to defeat Rimuru because he has Veldora inside him or something.
Right, but because we don't know... Because it's not an individual summoner, it's a bunch of different people and stuff, they're not, as far as I can tell, they're not programmed for a specific will. It's more like the summoner doesn't want them disobeying when it commands them to, the summons these kids to do X or whatever.
But if there's multiple summoners, then how, like, how do they actually issue orders? Is it just any of the summoners? Or
So I guess what's going on is that they're more just saying, we would love to train the kids up to being skilled enough to do whatever our purpose for them is, but right now we can't justify ordering kids around as weapons,
Right.
Also a problem is probably that they're unruly kids, like
yeah.
So yeah, there's probably something with Veldora that'll be explored, but as for what, I guess they're eventually going to come back to the city, though.
I'm really interested. Yeah, this is cool.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So this is a fun change of pace, I would say.
I appreciate it very much because the thing is that, like,
yeah,
with all the characters that were in this show,
right,
it became kind of difficult to have an emotional attachment to all of them.
Yeah.
And it's more of like, okay, they have their thing, their shtick, you know, whatever it is that they'll do. But here, because they're all kids, for one, and that Rimuru is now essentially tasking himself with caring for them,
right,
we have a direct reasoning behind having an emotional attachment, because they all have an emotional attachment to Rimuru that's beyond just, wow, Sugoi, you're so strong.
Not even yet. They're just connected to Shizue. Just
right, exactly. Well, yes, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And that was the I would say the best emotional point of this series so far. So the fact that they're bringing it back and they're introducing characters directly tied to that, which not only is a great foundation for things moving forward, but also showcasing that they didn't forget about that arc.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
Yeah, it is something that took a little bit of a kind of a roundabout way to get here, in that the idea that this mattered so much to Rimuru in order to kind of fulfill Shizue's kind of desires, you know, dying desires and stuff like that. And yet we have kind of the, hey, main quest, like a not really, you know, just out of nowhere ping in his brain of, okay, now we go, oh, I'm going to do this thing, and it matters so much to me because I am also Shizue, you know, in the same way that Rimuru absorbed her, you know, he now has those desires, and
if anything
shows up here because
it almost feels like all the stuff with the Demon Lords is sort of like the main plot and everything, and that's, you know, and they, you know, because this came from a series of light novels, it's probably something where they only focus on like the one thing per light novel, you know.
Sure.
But if this were like an RPG, it's like, okay, there's the main plot, but then, oh, wait, nope, there's the companion mission that we need to go on, right? And this is basically Shizue's companion mission, even though she's already dead, you know.
Okay.
But that adds a new spin on it, because now it's doing it in memory of this beloved character.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Because I would see this as primarily kind of the main story, actually, for the character of Rimuru, because
I would too,
because it's tied to the whole aspect of what makes this isekai an isekai, is that people are pulled to this world via the nature of summoning, and summoning has all these rules attached to it that they actually go more in depth to than almost any other rule-based system in this world.
And they did it at the very beginning, which means it's very important. You know, even if there's all the stuff that's like the world stuff with like the, you know, the Harlequins and everything.
That's what I would consider
the heart of it.
Right. That's what I would consider the world story, like the world conflicts and stuff like that. And this is kind of the personal class story, you know, the PC player character story, you know?
We're going to care a lot more when Rimuru finally comes into conflict with Cromwell than we will about any of the other Demon Lords, I'm guessing. Like,
but that's primarily because it's tied to Shizue.
Yep.
Yeah, and Shizue is tied to Rimuru now because of Rimuru absorbing her. So with these kids, we now get kind of a great teacher Rimuru, son.
You know, Charles Xavier, you know.
School for Gifted Youngsters. All
Gifted Isekai
protagonist. Soon to be Isekai protagonist.
Yeah.
I love the aspect, though, of a city that was built, I would say, primarily because of the influence of summoned people. Or not summoned people, but spontaneous Isekai protagonists that just kind of came through,
and you end up having
they have their own story. They're just out there, you know, doing their thing.
And I gotta say, the fact that there's a school for the isekai people, and that it's basically just like a skyscraper with, you know, like big windows and everything, and automatic doors and teleporting elevators and stuff, and then the headmaster is just, you know, a giant weeb and the most basic bland looking isekai protagonist ever. And then how does Rimuru get him to help out? Well, he gives him manga, you know, and that was where it's like, okay, yes, please and thank you, because if you really had if you had a weeb like Rimuru, right, and he gets transported to this other world and other people get transported as well,
right,
it would create this own like weeb culture sort of thing amongst them, even if they can't like be open with that because other people don't know about it. But then at the same time, it's like, Rimuru, what are you doing? Just ship this to the printing presses. Like, like, can you imagine if like, all the anime stories that he has gone through, probably hundreds, right?
Oh my God.
All of a sudden, like, think of the economical profits. Like,
I mean, first he has to teach monsters how to read, but
well, sure, but he could send it to the other kingdoms and stuff too, and like get it written in Dwarvish.
Propaganda. They are trying to stop our birthing rates of expansion.
Okay, first off, that these dwarven characters, this is kind of racist portrayal, I mean, we're not all like, just either happy-go-lucky or like, oh, we like to drink, you know.
The one king that reads Neon Genesis Evangelion is just like rocking in his throne, like afterwards, just like, everything I know is a lie. Everything I know is a lie.
And then you get like some demon lord who ends up reading Monster, and he's like, ooh.
It's hilarious because we don't need to go into it.
No,
we don't need to go into any of this.
Fast and it's there and it's done. And
oh man, and the little plugs of like actually showing a Land of the Lustrous volume. Having like direct calls to like specific anime or manga titles, but like not finishing the ending, the full name, so we can't
how many Final Fantasy games are out? 19. Because the thing is, okay, if Isekai are power fantasies, wish fulfillment stuff, right? This is the true wish fulfillment.
Yes,
this is the true wish fulfillment. It's not the being super powerful and all that stuff and doing that and whatnot. No. It's being able to take anime and manga to this other world where maybe there are some other people who know about it too, and you can geek out together, but then also where there's a whole bunch of people that don't know about it. There's no stigma necessarily associated with it, and then you can just send it out there, and then millions of people everywhere are coming together. Actual wars are waged over who is best girl. Like, you send Evangelion to 2 different kingdoms, and one's like, Asuka, Rei. Like,
the potential is absolutely insane.
Like,
it's
I would
hilarious.
love to have an entire arc of this show that is just about the implications and ramifications of doing that, and
you have nations with their banner basically being their girl, their waifu on their banner. And like they have a chant that they give specifically to their goddess, Asuka, Asuka, the god of war, the goddess of chaos and war.
And then you have all the isekai that are out there, right? Konosuba and things like that, and it's like, oh, this is an accurate historical, mythos.
We must find
other champions,
this dimension that
we must find this Kazuma,
and we can create a Isekai cinematic universe, a multiverse of Isekai. It would be perfect and hilarious.
Like Isekai Quartet, sure, great idea, love it. But what if you had
hold up a minute.
What if you had an actual Isekai that was just about all the other Isekai and all the everything?
Good grief.
You don't even have to do fantasy things in the fantasy world. Just be a weeb in the fantasy world.
Yeah, there's so many silly comedic things that they can go through with this, and yet I am fine with them just having this little gag scene.
Yeah, and they could just have
and
it
never showing back anything again,
except
maybe checking in with the Grandmaster and being like, "Hey, do you need more of my services?" He's like, "Yes, please. I'm about 50% of the way through, and I can't bear to look at this dwindling stack of manga." It's like, all right, then I'll need about 500,000, gold pieces.
Yep,
and
exactly.
No. So the slime.
50 million.
No. Rimuru is such a good boy. He's gonna more like gather like alliances. He's like, I need a lasting alliance going for the next 50 years, specifically for the Jura Tempest Federation and your kingdom.
And hey, if he can analyze things and stuff, he doesn't need to recreate exactly what he's seen.
Right.
He can theoretically recreate things in the same style. So it's like, so Berserk manga, has that finished yet? Has Casca gotten better yet? It's like, oh, give me a month.
Well, I think he was doing everything from memory here, I don't know if he could
theoretically, he could be like, "Hey, Great Sage, this is probably too much to ask."
Oh my!
And Great Sage would be like, "Whoa, hold on now.
Great Sage doesn't have ego. Well,
I mean, Great Sage just demonstrates
this was a waste of my
here.
abilities. That's true.
You know, I mean, I'm just saying, you could turn this entire series into just an anime fest writing like drama about needing to continue all these.
So let's regain some semblance of sanity. There are copyright, and there are specific like laws regarding using.
They could work their way around those. Just like change the name slightly.
Oh my god. That would be funny. Okay, so now that we have, I would say, more definite examples of isekai summons, essentially, into the world, and there's also this kind of understanding that because of how they were summoned, or also just because of how strong Shizue is, you should know on some level, we should know on some level how strong the kids are. Or also the other isekai one that was a student, but
at 15 surpassed Shizue and whatnot, because that seems very much like the setup for like an antagonist, not necessarily a villain, but like this person might be a problem at some point.
Well, remember the hero, there's Shizue, but remember the hero?
Oh
yeah, are we supposed to draw any kind of connection there?
I'm not sure,
because I think that might be the hero then.
I don't know.
Remember how I thought that Shizue and the hero were the same person?
Right, but and then it's like, no, it's actually not.
Right, but the thing is that the way they were making it seem is that Shizue...
Well, and also the time thing, because
well, the thing about age is something that I don't think we can take too tight. We can hold on to too tightly, and I think one of those things is that depending on, because Shizue was pretty old when she died. She wasn't a kid.
Yeah.
So 15 when that kid was being trained, what was her name? I don't remember.
I can't remember.
We'll remember it for later. But that could have been 20 years ago. That could have been any length of time ago.
Yep. Now, Shizue didn't seem to have aged much when Rimuru saw her, even though she had been around for a while.
Well, I'm just going to put it out there that on some level there's something being kind of teased at with the whole idea of the power of these kids and also the power of Shizue in regards to other things that this grandmaster isn't really being forthright about, because it's just assumed knowledge from his perspective. So I'm curious about what that is. But big thing with the kids though is that like
they're gonna die.
Well, they're gonna die. And yet, if we know anything about this wholesome anime, there's no way Rimuru's going to let these kids die.
Right. And
so what could be a way that Rimuru could solve this problem?
Well, I don't know. The thing is, I actually think that they could definitely die.
Okay, sure.
But when/if they do, it will be a very wholesome thing in how it's handled, in that like maybe he'll help them come to terms with the fact that they're going to die and things like that, and and make their final moments happy moments and things like that. Like I could see that happening because of how they handled Shizue. Now for Shizue it could be something different, just because she was like the sort of the main girl, and then they're like, but she actually dies, and then we'll handle it differently because of that, and that gives us different options.
Yeah, but I think because they're kids and because they didn't say specifically how long ago they were summoned.
That's true. They did say that they were 10, so theoretically they could all have just been summoned,
Yeah, I could say that, there's nothing about them right now that's not like kids. Like, and I would assume on some level they would summon the kids when they're able to, be relatively intelligent. So I don't think...
Right, but I think the whole point of this is that it was like a failed summon. Like they like didn't intend to get kids this young or something.
Well, no, they intentionally said it was a failed summon because they were trying to summon a hero.
Right.
And they actually ended up summoning these kids. That's a huge blunder if you think about it from the stance of what they were attempting to do.
Right.
But the thing that I find to be funny is that basically we kind of have an assumption now based on the whole Veldora thing and kind of your perception of Veldora seeming defensive once he sees the kids, is that Veldora instinctively understands the purpose for why the kids were summoned, because the kids weren't the intentional summon. The intended summon, the hero was. And a hero could definitely defeat Veldora.
Right, that
because
was the whole point.
A hero sealed away Veldora.
Exactly.
So if they were summoning another hero, they're basically saying, oh crap, we need someone to actually kill, Veldora, or
some other threat. Now, the fact that they're all 10 and they only last for 5 years, it's like either they wanted a lot of champions or it took them a lot of failures to get it, or
no. They is one hero that they wanted, and
they failed 5 times on the way to.
Oh, okay. You think they failed 5 times?
Or they just summoned 5 kids at once? Because each ritual would summon 1 kid, right? One person, right?
I think there's a couple assumptions being made on that level. Is that they're only summoning 1 hero. That's one thing that we know.
Right, yeah.
They weren't trying to summon 5 heroes. But the idea is that when they did this, a ton of nations got involved and all collaboratively, did their hoobity-ha, whatever, magic. There could have been a thing where they each just pop, a kid popped up in 5 different nations. It doesn't have to be 5 attempts.
Sure. Well, or 5 attempts by the same people. Yeah.
Or like 5 repeated attempts by all the parties involved.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it could be 5 separate things.
It could be anything, but I think the main thing that we're trying to bring up is that Cromwell and his thing that he brought up was that it's a big deal to summon someone from an alternate dimension.
Right. And I just do it by myself.
Casually. So we see nations getting involved, tons of mages from every nation working together in this, and they can't even do it correctly.
Yeah. Because they don't have the powers of animated. And their voices aren't deep enough.
And I think that's kind of interesting. Because what I'm excited about this story doing at some point is going into the mechanics of what governs and what makes the rules for this interdimensional travel kind of stuff there.
Yeah.
And what they seem to be doing in this show particularly is kind of doing the shonen power scaling kind of slight incremental increases by bringing in a character that introduces the new power ceiling, and then they bring Rimuru up to do it, and they already introduced Milim saying, ooh, what do you think about being a demon lord? I'm like, oh, here we go.
And then talking about this other person who is apparently also super powerful, but mysteriously powerful, and Rimuru doesn't know exactly how powerful. But
so they introduce another power ceiling that might be not necessarily as strong as demon lords, but might be adjacent power.
Right, and then there's the whole national power ceiling with Cromwell being above that because he can summon by himself, and blah blah blah.
So if they keep this up, they could eventually go into like interdimensional beings that govern basically why
Isekai armies,
Isekai traveling, like it could be a thing where Rimuru essentially wholesomely brings peace to this whole world, and then Cromwell threatens other dimensions and they have to they have to hop dimensions and stuff. I'm just saying, like, the show is getting so crazy.
I just had a crazy idea. This is tinfoil hat. This is never, ever, 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 ever going to happen, but it would be so hilarious if it did.
You never know, Jacob.
You never know. But maybe in like 20 light novel volumes from now. But
that doesn't sound like that many.
That doesn't. Yeah, it's like, what, 2 years? Is okay. Rimuru has this great threat that he needs to stop, and it's beyond his own capabilities. So what he does is he opens a portal to the biggest anime convention in our world. And he basically goes over and he says, weebs, one and all, come, help us save this world. And then just tens of thousands, 100,000,
just Naruto run right into the portal.
Just Naruto run right in, getting crazy anime powers and stuff. And then, the evil eldritch horror thing, whatever, is just eviscerated by, all the crazy things that they, suddenly are able to do.
And weebs! Assemble.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dun.
Yeah. Think about it.
Oh my god, that just hurts.
But in all seriousness, I'm very excited for this arc, given that it has an emotional foundation, and I really hope that they do focus on the idea that these kids are supposed to die. In the next 5 years at most.
It's a very interesting plot line for them to explore, specifically with the personal aspects of Rimuru. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. Any level of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about stories, get involved in events there, get involved in all kinds of hoobity-ha or whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.